At family meeting, my sister's son handed me his empty plate and said, "Mom says you like playing servant." My parents laughed. I stood and walked out without a word. That evening I was done. And I pressed cancel. Cancel everything. By morning the missed calls hit 50. My name's Tracy. I'm from Joliet, Illinois, and I'm the one in the family who gets laughed at even when I'm the one holding everything together. Always have been. My parents are retired and completely detached from reality. My sister is a financial mess with a shopping addiction, and I'm the only one with enough sense to keep the lights on. Literally in some cases. I'm the idiot apparently. The helper. The maid. The one they all call when they need money but forget exists when it's time to show respect. I work 3 jobs. Not because I'm reckless with money but because I had to survive a divorce, 2 surgeries and a pandemic that drained my savings. I cleaned houses during the day, worked part-time at a dry cleaners in the evenings, and pulled night shifts as a dispatcher every other weekend. Between them all, I made about $9,000 a month. After rent, utilities, gas and food I still had enough left over to help out. And help I did. I paid my sister's rent more times than I can count. Bought her kids' school supplies. Covered her Netflix, her Prime, her gym membership. She didn't even say thank you half the time. Just little texts like, "Can you spot me $200? Followed a few days later by actually $400 if you can? And then just $70 for groceries. Please, promise it's the last time." It never was. Last Sunday my mom insisted we all get together. A family dinner, her big idea of healing or whatever. I was on my 3rd back-to-back shift but showed up anyway, pie in hand. I knew what I was walking into. My sister would be there pretending she had it all under control. My dad would make one of his little maid jokes. And my mom would smile like everything was perfect because pretending has always been her sport of choice. Dinner started fine. Chicken, potatoes, salad and 1 bottle of cheap wine they expected me to split between 6 people. My sister's kid, the older one, was chewing loud, staring at me. When he finished he held out his plate like I was a waitress. "Mom says you like playing servant." He grinned. Like it was a punchline. My dad laughed so hard he choked on his wine. My mom giggled into her napkin. My sister just looked at her phone. I didn't say anything. Didn't even blink. I stood up, grabbed my keys, walked out and didn't even close the door behind me. The drive home was quiet. I didn't turn on music. I didn't cry. I didn't even feel mad yet. I just kept thinking one thing over and over. So this is how they see me. At home, I turned on the light, sat down at my desk and opened every app where my card was linked to my sister's life. Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, Prime, her internet bill, her Walmart Plus subscription, her kids' educational apps, the grocery delivery account. One by one I hit cancel. Not pause. Not downgrade. Full on cancel. I didn't warn her. Didn't send a single text. I went to bed with my phone on silent and slept better than I had in months. By morning 50 missed calls. All her. Then my mom. Then a few from my dad which was new. I ignored them all. Then came the text. "Are you serious right now? Why are the kids crying because they can't watch cartoons? Tracy, you better fix this." Well, real mature. I just watched them roll in sipping my coffee. And then I did something that shocked even me. I opened her lease agreement. It was in my name. I'd co-signed it when her husband walked out last year and she swore she just needed a few months of help. I called the landlord and gave 30 days notice. I believe in her. She's not that weak. Right? That was just the start. The funny thing about people like my sister is they never actually prepare for anything. They just assume someone will catch them, someone like me, that I'll always come through with another wire transfer, another grocery drop-off, another bill quietly paid from behind the scenes. She never once thought I'd pull the plug. None of them did. They took it for granted that I'd just keep carrying everything like some unpaid, invisible assistant with no life of my own. The day after I canceled everything, the texts were non-stop. Not one of them said sorry. Just outrage disguised as confusion. Why are the kids crying because they can't get into their school apps? Why is the gym saying I'm inactive? Why is there no internet? Are you mad about something? Then came the calls. I let them ring out while I was at work, polishing a silverware set that cost more than my car. That part of my job, being around all this expensive, fragile beauty, was something no one in my family really understood. They thought it was degrading, but there's peace in quiet, ordered spaces. I actually liked the work. I was good at it. And the woman I worked for? She treated me with more basic respect than my own blood. That Wednesday I found out just how far my sister would go. I was restocking the linen cabinet at the house when the woman I worked for came around the corner and said she'd received a call from my sister. She didn't give details, just said she sounded upset. Very emotional. Accused you of abandoning your family? I didn't even ask what else was said. I just stood there holding a folded towel and nodded. She didn't push. Just said, "You'll explain when you're ready. I trust you." And walked off. That moment stuck with me. She wasn't just a rich woman with a house that smelled like orchids. She was someone who had seen the world, seen people like my sister before. Manipulators wrapped in victimhood. By Friday, the messages from my sister changed tone. The rage was gone, replaced by desperation. "Tracy, please. I messed up. Don't punish the kids. Just one more month of rent. That's all I need. I can't do this without you." Then, "I told them you'd help. I told them not to worry." Then, "This is what you want. You want us to suffer?" I didn't respond. Not because I didn't care, I did. But the more I let myself think about her and those kids and everything I'd covered over the last 2 years, the more I realized that maybe this was the only way she'd ever learn. She had to hit the bottom without a cushion. That weekend, my parents came to my door. No warning. Just stood there knocking like they had any right to show up. My dad yelled through the door that we were family and that family forgives. My mom said this wasn't like me. I didn't open it. I stayed in the kitchen and waited for them to leave. When I finally peeked through the window, my dad was staring at my door like he expected it to open by magic. It didn't. Monday came. I went to work. Swept the marble floors. Wiped the baseboards. Let the rhythm of cleaning clear my head. Around mid-afternoon, the woman I worked for asked if I could sit down for a minute. She had something to talk to me about. She poured tea. Sat across from me. She said, "My son and his wife just moved into a new place out of state. Big house. Good people. They're looking for someone full-time. Someone they can trust. Someone dependable." I nodded, unsure where she was going. Then she looked me right in the eye and said, "I recommended you. If you're interested, the salary is $12,000 a month. Room included. Private suite. Full benefits. Travel options. They'll fly you out to meet them." I didn't say anything at first. I just stared at her, trying to process what she just offered me. It didn't feel real. It felt like something out of someone else's story. But it wasn't. This was happening. After all the years of quietly scraping by, doing the right thing for people who never noticed, someone finally saw me. Really saw me. Not as a servant. Not as a backup plan. As someone worth investing in. I went home that night and started packing in my head. The silence from my family didn't feel heavy anymore. It felt earned. I waited 2 days before telling anyone. Not because I was unsure, I wasn't. The offer had felt right from the moment she said it. $12,000 a month. A private suite. A place where people actually said thank you. After everything I'd been through, that kind of peace sounded almost unreal. But I wanted to sit with it in silence for a bit first. I'd spent years letting my family's noise drown out everything else. Their crises, their guilt trips, their endless need for attention. I wanted a few quiet days to feel what life could be like without it. Then on Wednesday morning, while I was folding towels, I decided it was time. I sent one message in our family group chat. Short, clear, and without emotion. "I've accepted a new job out of state. I'll be moving in 3 weeks. It's a full-time position, great pay, and I'll have housing provided. I'll be fine. Please don't turn this into an argument." I didn't expect silence, but I got it, for about 5 minutes. Then my phone started lighting up. My mom first. "What job? Where? What are you talking about? Are you serious?" My sister right after. "This is sudden. What about us? What about the kids? What about the bills?" Then like clockwork, another one. "Is this because of that dinner? You're not really still mad about that, are you? He's a child, Tracy." I didn't reply to any of it. I just put my phone face down and kept folding towels. An hour later, my dad called. I didn't answer. He sent a short text instead. "You deserve better. I hope this move gives you that." That one made me stop what I was doing. He wasn't a man of many words, and I don't think he even realized how rarely he'd said something kind to me. By the evening, my mom was panicking again. She texted paragraph after paragraph about family unity and forgiveness, about how they'd all acted poorly, but that we could talk things out. She ended it with, "Come for dinner before you go. We'll do it right this time." I almost laughed at that. Do it right this time. Then my sister sent another message. Not as defensive this time. "I know I messed up. Caleb shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have laughed. I've been thinking a lot since you left. You've done so much for me and I never showed you gratitude. If this is what you need, I understand. I just don't want us to end like this." For the first time in a long time, she didn't sound fake. There was no manipulation hidden between her words. Maybe reality had finally hit her. No internet, no rent, no backup plan. I didn't hate her for it. I just felt tired. I replied, "Thank you. I just want peace." So, after that, everything went quiet. No demands, no apologies repeated for effect. Just stillness. That evening, I opened my closet and started pulling out the clothes I actually liked. The ones I bought for myself, not the work uniforms. I folded each one carefully, feeling something close to calm. I packed my photo frames, my notebooks, my grandmother's bracelet. Things I never let my sister borrow because they were mine. Around 9 that night, another text came in. My mom again. "We're proud of you, Tracy. We really are. We'd like to have you over one last time before you go. Just family, no drama, no jokes. Please let us say goodbye properly." I stared at it for a long time. A family dinner, again. Part of me wanted to say no. I'd already had one dinner too many with them. But something about that message, or maybe just the part of me that still wanted to believe they could do better, made me type back. "All right. One dinner. Just one." Then I put my phone down, closed my half-packed suitcase and looked around my apartment. In 3 weeks I'd be gone. No more guilt, no more begging, no more pretending I was okay with being their safety net. This time I wasn't running from them. I was walking towards something better. The dinner was planned for Sunday night. My mom insisted on hosting it herself, said she wanted to make things right before I left. She used the word celebration, which made me laugh under my breath. The only thing they'd ever celebrated me for was being convenient. So I showed up. I wasn't doing it for them, not really. I wanted to see it with my own eyes. If they were really going to sit down and act like decent people for once, I was going to witness it. When I walked in, the house smelled like something warm and buttery. The table was set. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, baked mac, green beans, cornbread, and a chocolate cake sitting on the counter like a peace offering. My sister was already there, sitting with her 2 kids. Caleb, the same one who held out his plate and called me a servant, looked down when I entered. Didn't say anything. My sister elbowed him lightly and muttered something under her breath. He didn't meet my eyes but said, barely loud enough to hear, "Sorry for what I said at dinner. I didn't need it to be more." I nodded once and sat down. The meal started awkwardly. No one knew where to look. My dad kept his eyes on his plate and my mom was hyper-focused on refilling everyone's cups like that was the glue holding the moment together. Then my sister broke the silence. "I applied for a job last week." She didn't look up, just kept cutting her food. "I've been sending out resumes every morning. I even made a spreadsheet. And I took the kids off the paid learning apps. They'll use what the school gives them from now on." It threw me. I just looked at her for a second. She wasn't saying it for attention. Her voice wasn't defensive or performative. She said it like someone who finally realized there was no lifeline coming this time. Then she added, "I know I relied on you too much. I didn't mean to, it just became normal. I'm sorry for that." My mom, who had clearly rehearsed a little speech of her own, jumped in. "You've always worked hard, Tracy. We just didn't say it enough. You've done a lot for this family. Maybe more than any of us realized." That part almost made me laugh, maybe more? But I let it slide. I didn't want to ruin it. The fact that they were even trying was already more than I expected. Dinner continued, and for once no one said anything sarcastic. No backhanded compliments. No jokes about feather dusters or playing housekeeper. It was weird. Surreal almost. Like someone swapped my family out for their better-behaved doubles. After dessert we moved to the living room. It wasn't a long evening, but it was civil. My dad actually hugged me on my way out. Stiff and quick, but still. My mom said she'd help pack if I needed. My sister asked if she could have my old coffee table if I wasn't taking it with me. I told her sure. I left the house feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time around them. Still. Not angry. Not hurt. Just done. When I got home I was halfway through folding laundry when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. The message was short but it stopped me cold. "Hi Tracy, this is Evelyn. My mother recommended you to us. She says you're sharp, professional and loyal. We're relocating and looking for someone to help us manage the new house. Also, just to let you know, I'm pregnant. With twins. Hope that's not a deal breaker. Would love to meet and talk more." I sat on the edge of my bed rereading the message. Twins. A whole new family. Not perfect. Probably chaotic. But they didn't know me as the cleanup crew for someone else's mess. They didn't see me as second tier. They saw me as capable. And this woman, Evelyn, didn't need a maid. She needed someone she could trust. Someone to help build her home from the ground up. And suddenly the idea of leaving everything behind didn't feel scary anymore. It felt overdue. The days after the dinner rolled by faster than I expected. I kept thinking some part of me would crack. That old familiar reflex to feel responsible, to hesitate, to worry what they'd do without me. But it didn't come. I wasn't second-guessing myself. I wasn't mourning the move. I was just moving. Each box I packed felt like closing a chapter. Not dramatic. Not emotional. Just done. Monday morning Evelyn called. Her voice was steady, warm, and practical. The kind of person who doesn't waste time but still makes you feel heard. She told me their move to Denver was happening in 2 weeks. The house was nearly ready, just finishing touches now. and she'd like me to fly out that Thursday to see it for myself before finalizing everything. I didn't need to see it. I already knew I was taking the job, but I appreciated the gesture. The ticket arrived by email within the hour. First class. Car pickup scheduled. He handled it all. It was the first time in years someone had organized something for me, not the other way around. On Thursday I flew out. The house was still half full of paint cans, ladders, and rolled-up rugs, but even like that it was stunning. High ceilings. Wide windows. A kitchen built for people who actually use it. Evelyn walked me through every corner like it was already home. She showed me my suite, light streaming in from tall windows, private bathroom, a door that actually locked, and said, "This will be yours. Your space. I want you to feel safe here." We sat on a makeshift bar stool in the empty dining room while painters worked upstairs. She didn't do a formal interview. He just talked. About the babies coming in January. About her husband's business. About wanting calm, competent people around her as things got hectic. Then she said, "If you want the job, it's yours. 12,000 monthly. Paid time off. Medical covered. Travel covered. You'll be part of our rhythm, not beneath it." I didn't even pretend to hesitate. I said yes. That flight back home was the first time in years I'd been in the sky with nothing weighing me down. No incoming emergencies. No panicked texts. Just peace. When I landed, my sister had sent one message. "Let me know what day you're officially leaving. Also, if you're not taking your bed frame, can I have it?" I told her yes. Told her she could have the coffee table too. Told her to take whatever she needed. No drama. No guilt. Just a clean break. I was packing a box of books the next morning when I heard a knock. I wasn't expecting anyone. Definitely not what I found when I opened the door. It was Caleb. My nephew. 8 years old. Alone. Fidgeting like he was hiding something behind his back. He didn't say anything right away. Just looked up, handed me a folded paper, and turned to walk off. I opened it. Crayon drawing. Messy and bright. Stick figures standing in front of a house. One had a cape. Big smile, long hair. And above it, in bold, uneven letters, "Thank you, Aunt Tracy. You're not a servant. You're a superhero." I sat down on the edge of the couch and stared at it for a long time. An hour later, my sister called. "He made that last night. Didn't show it to anyone. Said he wanted to give it to you before you left." She paused. "Then I didn't tell him to do it. It was all him." I didn't know what to say. So I didn't say anything for a while. Then I said, "Thanks for letting me go." She was quiet for a second, then replied, "Thanks for staying as long as you did." The next few days blurred together. My parents called to ask if they could come help me move boxes, but I told them no. I needed to do this part on my own. My mom didn't argue. She just said, "Send us your new address when you're ready. We'll be thinking of you." I packed until the last drawer was empty. Gave away the last of my extra clothes, donated my old dishes, left behind the furniture I'd bought secondhand and carried from apartment to apartment over the years. And that drawing, the one with the cape and the words that hit me harder than any apology, I framed it. It was the first thing I packed into my carry-on. A piece of proof. That I'd mattered. That I'd been seen. That maybe, somewhere along the way, I'd taught someone how to treat people better than I was treated. I didn't know what kind of life was waiting for me in Denver. But for once, I wasn't afraid to find out. I woke up at 5:12 on my last morning in Joliet. Not to an alarm. Just my brain, alert, already moving ahead of me. The room was half empty. Walls bare, furniture gone, floor swept. I sat on the edge of the mattress, staring at my suitcase. It was already zipped. Everything I needed packed. Everything I didn't already given away. I had nothing left to do but leave. The car Evelyn arranged was scheduled for 8 o'clock sharp. Black sedan, driver in a suit, no questions. That alone felt surreal. I'd spent years being the one doing the arranging, the one picking up, dropping off, stepping in, covering for everyone else. Now I was the one being sent off like I mattered. I put on jeans, a hoodie, and sneakers I almost didn't take with me. Then I grabbed my bag and the small framed drawing Caleb gave me. That was coming on the plane. Not going in a box. That one stayed with me. When I stepped outside, I stopped cold. My entire family was there, standing by the sidewalk. My mom, my dad, my sister holding a grocery bag. Her kids, both of them, bundled up even though it wasn't cold. They didn't wave at first. Just stood there like they were afraid they might scare me off. I walked over slowly. No drama. No tension. Just a quiet, awkward moment of people realizing they'd run out of time to say things they should have said years ago. My mom hugged me first. Tight but without shaking. Then she handed me the bag. Inside, snacks, tissues, and a sealed envelope. I didn't open it yet. My dad reached out and shook my hand like I was a grown man heading off to war. That was the only way he knew how to say goodbye. Then my sister stepped forward. She wasn't crying. Just tired. The kind of tired that hits you when all your excuses have finally stopped working. I'm handling it, she said. No more texts asking for help. I'm serious this time. You gave me too much for too long. You gave all of us too much. She reached into her pocket and handed me something folded. A photo. This from when we were kids. Sitting on the front steps of my parents' old house, popsicles melting in our hands. She didn't say anything else. She just nodded. Then killed. He walked up and handed me another piece of paper. Lined notebook paper this time, folded unevenly. I opened it when I got in the car. Come back only if you want to. Not if we ask. Not if we need. Just if you miss us. Love you. The car pulled away slow and they stood there watching. No one chased after me. No last minute I forgot to say speech. Just a quiet wave from my mom and a thumbs up from Caleb. At the airport everything moved easily. Check-in, security gate. I found my seat, window second row, and sat down with my carry-on my lap. I opened the envelope from my mom. Inside was a handwritten letter, 5 pages long. She'd written about my childhood, the things I did that she never noticed then but never forgot. How I used to take care of my sister when she was sick. How I did all the chores before she got home from work without being asked. How she used to hear me crying in the bathroom when things got too much and didn't know how to help, so she just left the light on in the hallway and hoped I'd feel less alone. She ended it with this. You've carried more than anyone ever should. Go where you're not caring anymore. Just living. Just being Tracy. I love you. Always did. Even when I didn't show it right. I folded the letter carefully and slipped it beside Caleb's drawing. The plane took off on time. I watched Illinois flatten beneath me, all the corners of my old life shrinking into background. When I landed in Denver, Evelyn was waiting. She waved the moment she saw me and opened the trunk of her SUV without saying a word. The house looked different now, finished, furnished, warm. My suite had new linens, a welcome basket and a key with my name on the tag. On the nightstand a note. This space belongs to you now. Not as help. As family. I stood there for a moment before unpacking. No one needed anything from me. No one expected anything. And for the first time in my life that didn't feel selfish.